What's going on, car guys and car gals? It's Lou Ramirez.
And it's Fred Lenartz.
And we are brewing solutions on the Car Guy Coffee Podcast. Excited to be bringing to you another fun episode with another fun guest as we talk about more and more ways that dealer pay can help inside of your dealership. Fred, I'm pumped up about this next episode.
This is April, y'all. This is April.
Welcome.
This is already the second quarter of the year. So if you are starting to really get your stuff going, or maybe you're getting a little bit behind, this is the show for you. Because I know that most of you dealers out there, one of the things that you're lacking in is your fixed ops department. And what I love about fixed ops is that it is the most overlooked profit lever out there. And that's the name of the show today. We're going to go out there. We're going to talk about how you can increase your bottom line every single month, how maybe you can actually support the front of the house extremely easily by using your fixed ops the right way. And I know what we're going to do. We're going to talk about some dealer pay stuff, but more importantly, we're going to talk about really what it's like in today's market and how you can make more money. It's that simple, y'all. Let's make more money. Let's have some fun.
Let's have some fun. Let's make more money. But we can't do things without opening up the door for the lovely lady who's always been helping us make sure that this show is putting out some great information for strategy, for making sure that your dealership is ready to go on all ends. Help us to make welcome from Dealer Pay, the one,
the only, Julie Douglas.
Welcome to the party.
Hey, how are you guys?
Awesome, doing awesome.
We're
Great
amazing. It's always good to see you. You know, it's always a good time. We already got people jumping in. Jason, what's going on?
Yes.
Hello. Hey, folks, before we get any further, there's something we need to do. We need to make sure we get some people in here. Let's tag a car guy.
And tag a car gal.
And share. Let's get this out there because we are getting ready to talk about a way to bring some more money inside your store. I'm telling you, at least make things smoother, be more profitable. This is something that's overlooked quite a bit, and I'm glad that we're talking about this today, Julie. This is such a great topic to talk about, especially in April. Let's roll.
There's a whole lot of fun around the entire subject of fixed ops, where right now it is taking leaps forward. And Julie is right there in the mix with all of the people that are circling a round table, going around the country and making sure that we are rubbing elbows, but also sharpening our blades when it comes to utilizing the tools that we have for fixed ops. But it really is an overlooked profit lever. And it is something that we forget to be able to really put our efforts into because we're so used to the consistency. One thing that I do love about the fixed ops department is they always have appointments. If there's anything that we definitely encourage, those that run into us and work with us know that professionals work by appointment. And one thing that we absolutely love is that most dealerships would absolutely have a panic attack if they showed up with no appointments inside of their service department today. But with that, we got to make sure that if you're going to have all those appointments, you get paid. Right, Julie?
Absolutely. Did you guys know, at least from a payments perspective, that fixed ops makes up almost 50% of the entire dealership's gross profit?
Yeah, it's pretty strong.
That's a strong number. I do believe that. I've been such without fixed ops, we probably would have closed doors. So I'm so thankful for that. For sure.
And everybody thinks of like the payment component in fixed ops as it just happens, right? There's so much more to it, but I mean, the majority of the actual transactions happen off of an RO, right?
That's right. That's so true. And
it's
that's
the most frequent spot. Yep.
Yeah, there's so many of them and there's so much opportunity in that area, and it is so much of an area that I would say some are really, really great at giving focus on it, right? A lot of dealers that we do business with, that we do get on microphones with, that we do brew solutions for the industry with, they are in the know of the importance of fixed ops, and there are some great leaders that are out there doing it, but it's a matter of really getting the things in line that you really want to have in line to make sure that this process is still smooth. It's no different than what we were consistently speaking about on the variable side, but on the fixed ops side, you're usually dealing with a problem. It's not always just maintenance. It's not always just stuff for upkeep. It's a surprise. It's a nuisance. And we want to be able to reduce any of the friction that we do run into when it comes to just getting payment for the services.
I totally agree with you on that, Lou and Julie. And what I do know is this also is that service departments have never been more busy. We're seeing people hold on to their cars even longer.
Mm-hmm.
They're willing to spend a little bit more money to maintain these vehicles because they know that if they invest in their cars, they'll last a lot longer. Because as we know in today's market, car prices are not going down. Interest rates have been stuck pretty high for a little while. So when it comes to affordability, it's more affordable to actually repair your cars. We used to throw away our cars when they start to break down back in the day, right? We trade them in so quick, go get a new lease, do whatever. Now we're like, well, hold on a second. I spent $100,000 on this vehicle. I think I want it to last a little bit longer than 2 to 3 years. So it's important that we understand that fixed ops is one of the busiest places inside your stores, and utilizing it the right way will bring that profit even higher. Having payment tools makes all the difference. Being able to make sure that you stay smooth and consistent, know where your money's at, that the money's received before you actually hand the keys to the customer before they leave, right? All that stuff does super matter. So I'm excited about the conversation today, Julie. I'm really glad that you brought this up and brought this to the forefront because it's so important, because it is the busiest. It's probably the busiest department in every store you go walk into right now.
Yeah.
Sure, absolutely. I think I heard that the average car life is 12 years now on the road.
That's about right. Yes, it is.
Right. Yeah. Which definitely.
So you're right. They gotta get that fixed ops department ramped up. And with payments, from my perspective, and we talked about this a little last time. It's not that dealerships really have anything that's broken, right? It's not really, not functional. It's just not optimized. It's not completing the workflow and a part of their entire ecosystem. So there are things that are being sacrificed, on every single transaction. And that's really what I've been trying to, prove in the space with these wonderful dealers that we work with, is that there is, in fact, a better way. So yeah, fixed ops. I mean, I got to do something.
Yeah, you did
this month.
You.
Look at that.
I think it's my first cover.
It's the cover girl, y'all. Listen to that. Listen, let's go. Right? No, and seriously, like, that's a big deal to be on Fixed Ops Magazine, and really to be able to, especially in the field that you're in, to talk about that. That's massive, because as we know, the past 10, 15 years, technology has taken over quite a bit, right? We're starting to see CRM speaking to DMS, DMS is doing this, AI going in there, pulling data, reaching out, sending out marketing tools, and all these things are happening inside there. But a lot of the dealerships out there have like ancient payment systems. They're paying too much. They don't even know where the money's going. They just see a big bank. They have to go back and like literally look at every single transaction to figure out what is what, right? It's crazy that they'll update all these other things, but yet they haven't updated things like their payment systems, which is really big, because what that causes is less friction for everyone, right?
Right. And, I just ran across one this week too. A big dealer group was still using their bank, which, again, nothing wrong with the bank, but these guys typically don't have technology, right? We've got bank partners as well, but like, just because your floor plan is with the bank, dealers sometimes feel like they're tied to the bank because, they get the interest rates on their floor and all these different things. And really, moving your payments outside into an organization that's all they do is really starting to show the benefits.
And that makes a lot of sense, because a lot of people, we are people that like to deal with some of our comforts, our accoutrements, our what we know and what we're used to, what's been legacied, grandfathered, all the other terms for this is the way we've done it. This is the way that it's easiest, and it's so much harder to uproot everything. Instead, let's just throw more dirt on it, throw more seeds, and let's just see what happens. But in that, it's not really much of an operational issue. It would be more of a structural one, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I had mentioned before, it's not like anything's technically broken. It's just not optimized. So all the little details that go into, creating an RO, making sure the customer is engaged throughout the process. And then obviously the pickup, whether they come in the dealership or they're doing a pickup later. I mean, that component of it, just like you said, Lou, it needs to be convenient. It needs to be, to their liking, because that is in fact the last experience. We talked last time that CSI can drop, 15, 20 points if the payment experience was bad. And God knows we don't want any lower CSI scores if we can help it.
Oh, no.
No, that directly affects the way we get paid, the way that we get allocations, the way that we get everything as a dealer. And it's important to take care of our customers. But I take away all that. The most important thing with CSI is getting the customer to come back and do business with us, staying with the family, right? Taking care of them truly from beginning to end and making it smooth where there is no, what happened? What do you mean you're looking for my $1,000 that I put down? I put it down. I gave it to you, right? That's a question to call somebody and say, did you put that 1,000 down? They're like, yeah, I did, right? And they're like, what are these people doing? I mean, I know that's a small example of things right there. I'm just saying that example because I've seen that happen recently, where somebody was like, I don't know if they put the money down, I don't know where it's at. And that's not a thing. That's a bad feeling to have, especially when you're trying to wash out your month, right? Man, I can't. Right. But, at the same time, doing these things and catching up with the technology will save your life. But at the end of the day, it's just about being aware of that, right? Making sure that you're making it as smooth as possible. Whether you all use dealer pay, which if you're not, you're crazy, right? But if anything, is just making sure that part, however you're doing it, is smooth, right? Julie, if they were just getting a quick tip from you right now on how to make that what's the best thing to do besides get a demo from dealer pay?
Which you can by going to the
which you can do one right now, folks. Just go to the QR code right above my head, and I promise you can get a demo. It's costs nothing, but it can gain you everything. But that being said, what's a quick tip you can give them on that?
Well, let's take this one step above that, Fred. So, for example, usually the people who make the payments decisions are not the ones using the system, right? And the ones using the system are not making the decisions. So I encourage you as a tip, for my controllers, office managers, CFOs, to really get some direct insight into the folks that are in the trenches, your service advisors, your parts managers, whether you have a body shop or collision, like how is that working? A lot of things where I was just talking with a dealer group this week is they have 2 terminals on the desk, one that processes the payments, the other one that processes their service contract warranty payments. And sometimes a user will mix them up, right? And it can cause friction. It can cause a lot of problems for the accounting at the end of the day. So, if there's technologies that don't require you to have, 2 physical devices, or you have to run around the dealership to get a payment completed, I mean, ultimately that is going to be the smoothest and most seamless way to take the payment.
Absolutely. Awesome. I love that. And that is the best way. I love how you talk about 2 different things and sometimes it gets switched. We're human beings, y'all. Things like this happen all the time. It's so much better when you have safeguards up there. I'm telling you, folks. And there's so many ways to have these safeguards. I just want to throw some shout outs to everybody jumping in here, just saying, Brian Ortega says, congrats on the cover. That's right. No doubt she deserves it. We got my dad jumping in saying, good morning, fellas. Good morning, Dad. Mr. Leonard.
What's going on?
And then we got Jake. That's right. Car guy Jake in the building. Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate you for joining us. And, of course, we've seen Jordan Cox come here and said, Julie Douglas is a queen.
She's the queen.
That's right. That's right. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
But there's so many great things and so many great ways to be able to make things better. I appreciate you giving them that tip because that is a simple tip that can just make things so much better for the dealership, for the client, for your CSI scores. It's massive.
Well, Fred, let's talk about profit. I mean, profit is, this P word that people, really want to have a lot of, but it has different layers, right? And when it comes to payments and when we talk about fixed ops and the, overlooked profit lever, a lot of times that can be surcharging and passing on the fees. I've been doing this for 25 years, and this is still about a 10-year-old solution that dealers are now starting to, get behind. Even some of your bigger groups are finally saying, okay, this is a huge way for us to make up margin, right? But guess what? It's not like an off-the-shelf product. There's so much red tape. There's so much compliance. And even DMSs who are doing payments are not fully compliant. So I want to put that out there because Dealers don't want to have to worry about that, but they want that money, right? So when I talked about that, 2 terminals on the desk, I've even seen it as far as 3. One that surcharges, one that doesn't, one's for warranty, fleet, whatever it might be. First of all, you can't be picking and choosing who you can surcharge. If you like, John Doe better than Betty Lou, you can't make Betty Lou surcharge and deal with the payment, because that is absolutely not compliant, and Visa will have you for lunch. So
Yes.
just keep that in mind. I mean, there's a lot that goes into that component.
Yeah, there's a lot of distraction too, having 3 different pieces of machinery sitting on your desk to process payment. Goodness, if there's anything that we have learned in this business, folks, it's to reduce it to the ridiculous, reduce it down. Less points of interaction help to make it more seamless. And there's some great people that are listening, whether you're listening to this on YouTube, you're watching this live on one of our social channels, or you're catching this on the podcast and you're on a ride. There are some great dealers that are out there, and many of you want to get practical. Some of you will pick up the Fixed Ops magazine and hear a little bit more from Miss Douglas about what it is that she's brewing. But there are some key pieces that a dealer would need to really take a look at to be able to evaluate themselves. What would you say that they need to do if you were to give them maybe a quick 5-liner on things that they should inspect on whether they're aligned with the right payment provider or maintaining the revenue that they're getting and simplifying the systems for not just their customer, but also their people? Goodness, if there's anything that we need to do, it's reduce the measure of stress that's on our people to achieve something. Of course, there's a
Absolutely.
change, but
Absolutely.
what can they do to evaluate it?
So if we had to break it down into 5, I'd ask a couple of questions. Do you have a single unified way of viewing your money going in and out of the dealership? Because that's usually not the case. How many systems do you need to access to trace a transaction from customer to payment to final reconciliation? A lot of times it's multiple. How much manual oversight exists between the checkout and month-end reporting?
Mm-hmm.
Are refunds, warranty credits, payables visible in the same financial structure as your incoming revenue?
Wow.
And last, guys, are compliance safeguards and fraud protections embedded into the system, or do you have to depend on your employees to be your intervention? So that's just something that, hopefully will get folks thinking. When we talked about the service advisor before, I'm going to bring it over to my parts managers, because these guys and gals are very important in the fixed ops category. And when we bring up the topic of fraud, a lot of those transactions happen outside of the dealership. So when you're interacting with a customer that maybe you don't know, maybe they're giving you a credit card over the phone, whatever it might be, what is the practice for dealers now who are not actively mitigating fraud?
Ooh.
And parts, I hate to say, it's a big concern. So that's something I really want to bring up. Usually this is like our topic around the holidays, where dealers seem to be more exposed, but it's not the holidays. It's all year long.
True. Really is. And there's a lot of fraud out there. There's so many ways and that people can really get away with. I mean, whether it's $500 down or the whole purchase of a car, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Those dollars, every single one of those, everything different, right? And more importantly,
Right.
it's like a dagger to the heart when it happens that way. It's so important
Sure.
that we put safeguards up. What does Dealer Pay do right now to make sure safeguards like that are helping? Like if I was worried about fraud and I hired you all to be inside my store to be my payment thing, how do you guys protect me from that?
So we have in Dealer Pay system, we work with several back-end providers, and they each have their own specialty, and they're each handpicked by Dealer Pay because they're the best of the best in the industry. Count is a company that we use. It's an Equifax company that does real-time AI fraud mitigation. So Fred, I send you a payment link for your RO. You put in your information, your card number, you send it back. Count says, "Oh, sorry, this guy's been associated with 10 chargebacks in the last 30 days. You want to probably be concerned about taking this transaction. And we even have it set up in a way where managers can sort of come in and say, yeah, do it or don't do it. So this level of AI and risk scoring is huge because there's so many different things that come up in their algorithms. But I mean, if I could give you a number of dollars we've saved with fraud prevention, it'd probably blow your mind. I don't have it with me now, but it's large.
I can guarantee it. I've been much like you, 25 years in this industry. I've seen a lot of things. I've seen fraud. I've seen chargebacks. I've seen checks bound. I've seen it all, right? And it's like, it's so important that we know. If I had something where I can actually look at the risk versus the reward of it, I would feel a lot better about some of these down payments. I've worked a lot in subprime. Y'all, if y'all know, Lou and I, subprime heroes, my moniker for so long. And when we deal with a lot of that, it was a lot of payments that we were like, I hope it goes through. I hope that this happens, right? but at the same time, we put a lot of faith in the people we were working with, right? The customers. We wanted them to feel like we were just as good as anybody else. And most of the time, we did not get burnt. But when we did, we got burnt. It was burning. And it's so nice to know that there's something out there that I can literally just, it goes through the system and says, hey, this person's done this, that, and other. This is a probably not a best risk, or it can say, hey, this is kind of a medium risk, pretty good customer, but yet, just watch out for it, that type of stuff. Knowing that makes all the difference for me. I know it would for me. I know it would for any of you all. I know you dealers out there who are watching this, you're probably going ding, ding, ding. Oh my God, that thing right there will help me. Yes, but that's just a little part of what they do, y'all. DealerPay does so much more, but really a really good partner that has this for you will take care of you. And one thing I know about Julie and her business is they take care of everyone that they're in contact with, to include people like Lou and I. Like we're learning so much sitting here with her right now. I'm excited about every episode. And we're blessed. We're growing every time we get to hang out with some Julie, right? It's an important thing. I mean, she's a cover girl, y'all. Come on now. Right? By the way, I got a copy of that magazine signed by you, so I got to make that happen somehow, some way. So we got to do that.
Well, gentlemen, I'll tell you that what's interesting about just the position or the seat that I sit in every day is, a lot of our competition and even software in the dealership space in general, they usually don't show up in person to do installations and training. And, it's one thing that's always been a requirement for me. Like even the very first Nissan dealership I sold in St. Louis, it's like, yes, I will do business with you. Just make sure to take care of me, answer the phone, be here if I need you. And that's just been my philosophy since then. So, yes, it costs us more, but I think, the benefit to the dealer is huge because, these guys, when they're so busy, like you mentioned, if they're dealing with customers, they're not going to be watching someone doing remote training and it's not going to sink in. And we're a financial platform, right? So, I mean, we really do need to command the attention of the users to make sure they're following best practices. So again, whether it's, AI coming into fold, which we are using in several capacities, but we still do have real live humans answering the phone and going out in person.
Yeah, and that's a great investment, Julie. We definitely don't look at that as a cost to your company. It's a great investment in the relationships that you have with those that you provide solutions for. Because at the end of the day, if you're not there to make sure that they're actually coasting on their two wheels and they got it, then they're going to act like the system's broke or go back to what it is that they know, which is so often the case.
Yeah.
The us habit-driven people in our business, we will quickly pull the plug and say, it's too confusing. Hold on a second. I didn't read the email. I didn't read the memo sitting on my desk, and I didn't remember half the things that I was told because I was working through deals and I was doing all these other things, or I was worried about getting this customer out of the service waiting room and all of these other things. Or you're absolutely right.
Or even just the fact that I know it's a 5-step process. That's just the way we've always done it. That's what I know. It's so crazy, y'all. You can make it a 1-step, easy, let the tool work for you, make it simple for you, make it smooth as possible so you can hit this profit lever. Speaking of the profit lever, this is what this whole show's about. What's one tip that you want to give people that they can start hitting that profit level right now? Like if hey, let's hit that lever together. This is the thing that you need to start doing.
So I would suggest that ultimately you just look at the workflow, how everything works together, what systems you're using that work together, where the stop gaps are, identify them, understand that they likely are causing some sort of friction, and see what you can do to fix them. A lot of times dealers don't know that there's solutions to fix these things. And if it has to do with payments, I'll tell you right now, I've invested my entire career in this. So give me a shout at that QR code. But if it's, not even payments, I mean, anything in the dealership, we have so many great tools and there's so many great software providers. I'm starting to work with a few of them myself. So that's one of the things that, helps to sort of, close the gap with those two. If you're using a service lane technology or a CRM, DealerPay now has the capacity to do payments directly in their software. So you've basically covered all your bases from variable, fixed to accounting all together.
That's Bruin Solutions.
Right? That is Bruin Solutions. So, one thing we don't want to do is percolate problems. Solutions, and you're constantly Bruin Solutions. One thing, Julie, since we've met you, you're constantly on the innovative edge. You've teamed up with some businesses out there to really help your business grow even more, to get inside more stores, but also to help other businesses. One of them is a good friend of ours, Drive Centric. I love that integration. I love that you guys have teamed up to make sure that they're all their dealers are being taken care of. We have a lot of dealers on their system, and we know how important it is for them to have your tool. And as we speak about your tool, they get excited about it. So congratulations to you, your success. I mean, this is the beginning. The first quarter's over. We're in the second quarter. We're talking about fixed ops right now, y'all. This is huge. Again, I hope you guys were paying attention. I know some of y'all fixed ops. No, fixed ops is a profit center. It could be in some stores, you said it's about 50-50. There's stores out there where it's more like 80. It's like more like 80-20. The fixed ops department is the department. So shout out to all you fixed ops people out there. I know that you guys are looking for ways to make it even smoother. We have the solution for you right there. We even got Tully Williams, who knows all about the hours. Mr. Tully right there. He says Julie does an awesome job. She does an amazing job. You're right. And then we got our friend Tim Wilson saying, good morning. What's up, Tim? Cheers to you, brother. Thank you for joining us this morning. But, Julie, it truly is important that we talk about these things. We talk about this it's very easy to talk about, when we sell cars, we need to do this, that, and another. But, man, I think there's more probably payments being ran inside fixed ops by far. Probably so many more, because I know that they have people running in and out all day long, and they're swiping and swiping away, right? So it's so important that you're able to know where money's going. It's so important to know that it is in there. Most importantly, if you have a huge ticket, know that there's no fraud involved. Know that it's real, right? If you have all those tools and things in place, you will make more money. You will run a smoother department, and your customers will feel the effect of it, which means you're going to make way more money, my friends. I love it.
And save some. Good. Yeah.
Save some money, yeah.
Save some. I mean, as much as we want to make sure that we are simplifying things and that we're not, and that we are putting up a line to help us make some more, let's figure out how we can actually save, and having the right systems in place. It's more than equipment, folks.
It is.
It's the oversight that you need, the compliance component that you need, the simplification, the experience enhancer that you need. All of these things are important, while also balancing out that we have tightening margins. We are finding ways to hold on to what's coming into the boat, and starting to really recognize where the areas of leakage actually are. And DealerPay can help you with that. Schedule the demo.
Yes.
Check it out. Ask a friend. Ask somebody that's on it. By all means, reach out to us. Ask us what people are.
We have people who know who are using it, y'all. We'll point you all in the right direction. You don't have to. If you don't know Julie, you don't believe. You can believe us. We wouldn't be doing this if we wouldn't be doing the show if we didn't believe in what she was doing. And she's doing some big things out there. DealerPay is making a huge splash. Has been for many years, but right now it's needed in every store. If you don't have DealerPay, folks, then I'm telling you, you're going to lose the day. That's right.
Don't lose the day. Don't you lose the day.
No. I love it. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys. You guys are fun. I love doing these with you. And, it's definitely business. It's definitely, something I'm passionate about. But, dealers sometimes don't like change. And this really doesn't have to be a difficult one.
Right. This can be an easy one. Seamless.
I think it's real simple. Let's simplify it. Make it simple. Let's keep it in one place that's completely exactly what you need. Folks, it's silly not to even take a demo. Again, it's right there. Learn about it some more, because the more you know, the more you'll grow. That's right.
That's right. And if you do book a demo by watching this show or calling in and saying that you heard from the Car Guy Coffee podcast, we do have some swag for you. So make sure that you do let us know, let Julie know, whoever they do the demo with, know that you heard it on this show, and we are going to swag you out. You can get some of the certified solutionary gear, or you can get some of the Car Guy Coffee swag. Either way around, we'll make sure that you keep looking
How
good.
do I get one of those?
Julie,
On the way.
It's to you. It will be in the mail, if not today, tomorrow. Straight to Julie's. Yeah, that's right.
Thank you. That's sweet.
Make sure that you let them know that you've seen it on the show. Let's keep brewing, everybody. We got a lot more conversations to have, but Fixed Ops is where it's at. Soon people are going to be able to run around and see you. So where can they meet you in person to get that signed copy of your magazine?
Yeah, so next week, oh my gosh, this week, tomorrow, holy moly. Tomorrow I'll be in Chicago at Rohrman Automotive Group with the Fixed Ops Roundtable. And then 1st of June, I'll be heading to Queens to go see Mr. Brian Benstock at Paragon Honda. And then later in that month, I'm going to see my best bud, Tully Williams, at the Nilo Company. So super excited. I got a lot going on, but it's all going to be just an awesome opportunity.
I love
it.
You didn't mean to name drop, but you name dropped. Just so you know, right? You talked about
sorry.
some really
sorry, not sorry.
The affiliation, folks. I want you to pay attention to that. These companies, the #1 Honda store in the world is affiliated with her. I'm talking Nilo. If you guys know who they are affiliated with her. We work with the McClarty Auto Group. They are affiliated with her. Folks, people who are innovative, people who are taking things to the next level, people who are running great businesses are using Dealer Pay. You should be doing it too.
Yeah, because I don't know if you guys realize this or not. Maybe we didn't say it loud enough the last time that we were on the show. Maybe you all didn't know, but if you're listening, if you're riding, if you're driving, we got to make sure that you all do know that Dealer Pay is 100% CGC approved. That's right, everybody. Stamp of approval is on them. So if you were wondering, well, now you know, because they are brewing solutions consistently. And they do know that we always find a way to shake off any of the times that we had a bad issue, any of the things that slowed us down. Maybe you learned something, maybe you heard something, maybe an idea came up inside of this show or ones in the past that make you want to say, maybe I should do things a little bit different. Great. Well, then you are applying the 3 F's, everybody, and dropping those F-bombs we're going to do like our friend Craig Weber just let us know down here to forgive, focus, fly, and just keep growing. Yes, right. You know the deal, Craig. Make sure that you do go through the motions too, everybody. Help us out, Julie. You know the deal. As we get ready to wrap this episode up, let's forgive, focus, fly. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Forgive. Focus,
fly, and keep growing. Keep growing.
Appreciate you all. Thank you so much for jumping in and having some fun with us. Julie, you are amazing, and we are so thankful that you are enhancing automotive with your solution and the relationships that you're building all over the industry. We really, really champion you, appreciate you, and can't wait to get that signed copy of the magazine.
That's right.
You got it. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a splendid day.
You too. Enjoy your trip to Chicago. Fixed Stops Roundtable is getting ready to have a great person sit down with them to be able to share. So, folks, if you're going to be there, come by and say hello to her. I'll tell you, it's worth the handshake. She's an amazing person to meet in person. So, anyway, we appreciate you. We're going to be out of here. You all have a great week. We'll see you all on the next show. We'll be back in about 30 days with another episode of Dealer Pay Live. We love you all. Forgive, focus, fly, and keep growing, y'all.